Yeah, Stormax is basically I need something that sweeps the area around me because I need something that is so threatening that people don't want to get close to me. And this is yeah. Has that been 2 minutes? There is a 2-minute disconnect bug in this game, and people had mentioned it a couple times before. Amir, yeah. Apparently they apparently have a lot of experience doing data mining stuff. One of the things they did was dig into why the connections seem to just kind of break. If you're going to lose connection, it's at 2 minutes. But I'm going to preface this with the fact that easy anti-cheat is not the problem. It's FromSoft implementation of it. We're getting more and more confirmation of that as we go. Not Bandai Namco stuff. It's that there's a two-part kind of solution that they're having for authenticating easy anti-cheat. One is like a regular connection, I think. There's some sort of like regular connection that's happening. I don't know, it's just like a ping, looking for a pong or something like that. That happens every while or so. But then there's something that FromSoft added. It's something where like they're doing something additional that's not necessary and that can fall through. They're doing like an additional check. I'm guessing it's like 2 minutes after the connection is initiated or something. It's doing something like enforcing the authentication check or something like that sooner than it needs to. Like, it's possible for it to not go through, right? It's supposed to be able to take up to like another 60 or 90 seconds or so for some of that check to happen, right? Which means that if they're initiating it late enough and for whatever reason it doesn't come back immediately, it just kicks you out. And apparently the time for that is like it's 120 seconds. It's 2 minutes. I just quickly glanced at it and I was like, damn, yeah, this roughly makes sense. And they're pointing out portions of the easy anti-cheat documentation that kind of goes over the expectations that they have and how FromSoft has apparently poorly implemented this. And as I was saying, I called it over and over again. I was confident that it was an issue with FromSoft and their implementation, not necessarily easy anti-cheat, where the game basically decides our overly aggressive attempts to confirm that easy anti-cheat is working correctly is breaking it because we're not following the API documentation. Easy anti-cheat is going through Epic servers, and there's a lot of very big games that are using that. And there's not only just connection time, but there's the time to process the data that they're getting and confirm that everything is legit. It's not a connection problem. It is a bad implementation of an authentication process that if you follow the API documentation, it should work just fine. Like, you wouldn't even know it's there. And I don't want to fault FromSoft too heavily for that. It's just that they don't have the experience implementing other people's APIs. This is the issue with old school Japanese developers in a whole, where there's the whole idea of like the concept of not invented here, which is why, for example, Capcom wrote their own rollback solution for Street Fighter V and it sucked. Or the recent King of Fighters having issues as well. The reason why everyone's so surprised and happy that Guilty Gear Strive has great rollback, but also why they're so upset that you have other developers doing so great with their matching and Strive's matching sucks. I think easy anti-cheat is actually helping because for a game that's this popular, the fact that we're seeing, especially after they fixed the issue where people could just disable easy anti-cheat super easily in multiplayer, the rate at which we've seen cheaters has been really low. The majority of the people who would be using cheats in this game, they're not going to do it without a really low barrier to entry, and that low barrier is gone. Like, relative to any sort of populated moment in like Dark Souls 3 or any like Dark Souls 2 especially, the rate of cheating is very, very low. I think there's some other issues. Yeah, the two, man, like implementing, so like whenever you're implementing somebody else's, fucking hell, it did the camera bullshit on me again. The reason why there's always trepidation when you're incorporating somebody else's code is because you have to know the documentation really well. The documentation is accurate, and if you encounter issues, then you either have to troubleshoot it yourself and hope for the best. Maybe you don't have the source code for whatever you're implementing, and hopefully you have some sort of support contract, because if you don't, you're kind of fucked.